You lying.
Hey guys, it's Smashley. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. And if it's your first time, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So a little bit of change of scenery today. We are not in my home. We are in my best friend Nikita's home, her new home, I should say. Congratulations to the Evans. And I'm so excited because, as the title has given away, we are going to be making a DIY slat wall on the wall right behind me. Before buying your materials, the very first thing that you want to do is measure out your space. So the wall behind me is actually the main wall in the living room area, and it's about 16 feet wide and 9 feet tall. Next, you'll want to decide on the width for your planks and the thickness. So for today's video, the planks that we picked up are about 1.5 inches wide and then 1/4 inch deep. The other thing you'll want to decide is the spacing in between each of your slats. For today's video, we're going to be using 1-inch spacers that we made just out of, I don't know, some scrap wood that we had laying around. So we'll show you guys how we lay these down. The other thing I wanted to mention is the 1/4 inch thickness. Pay attention to, if you guys have any base molding like we have going on this wall, you want to make sure that the planks lie flush up against that so it looks nice and clean. Once all of that is figured out, you can move on to step 1 of creating your slat wall, which we actually got a head start on, and that's painting it its base color. It's just gonna help to make sure that we don't miss any spots when we're painting over the slats, so putting down the base color, highly recommend. Once your wall is completely dry, now you can begin to install your slat planks. We used a nail gun to just lie down a few planks at the top while we're standing on top of the ladder, and then we followed that all the way down the wall. Instead of going up and down the ladder for each plank, this was just the most efficient, so we could get this done in a timely manner. We installed about a few at the top and then moved down to the middle of the wall. Here you guys will see me use the spacer in between the middle section, and the pattern that you want to go for is plank, spacer, plank, and we're going to do that until you finish covering your entire wall. This just helps with the measurements and keeping the pattern of the design completely consistent, and really helped us get that clean, professional finish. For this middle section of the wall, you guys will notice that the planks are only about halfway or 1/3 of the way up the wall, and that's because we had to leave a section in the center for a TV mount and a large flat screen TV. So we decided to just do 3-foot planks at the top and the bottom, leaving that middle section completely open. We weren't sure exactly how big the TV mount was going to be, so we wanted to leave ample space for when the contractors go in and install that. Once we were done with the middle section, it was kind of funny because of the shape of it. It actually looks like we had the TV already up, but the TV will be large enough so you won't actually see that middle section at all. And the end of the planks will be completely hidden behind the TV, so it will look like the planks are going fully up and down the wall. Once all of your slats are completely laid down and your wall is covered, the pattern is consistent, you want to just take some of Spackling, and we're going to fill in all of those nail holes that we just made. This was probably even more tedious than laying the planks down themselves, but you guys, we knew we wanted a clean look and finish, and just adding a little bit of the Spackling will help smooth it out, and it won't appear that we put as many nails into this wall as we actually did. We had about 80 planks across the wall, so you guys can only imagine how many nails we put. But I will say the small tub of Spackling from Home Depot was enough for the entire wall and then some. So you want to let that dry down completely. We gave it about half an hour. This was a fast drying spackle that I bought from Home Depot. And then after that, you just want to go ahead and sand down every spot that you added the spackle to cover the nail so that it remains flush and then prepped for painting. There was a lot of nails that we had to cover, so you guys will notice as we're sanding, there's a ton of dust coming off of that. But don't worry, because the next step is going to be taking these dusters I got from the Dollar Tree and just using them to clean up the wall before we begin painting. So you want to get in there in the grooves because it is a 3D textured wall. All of that dust was getting stuck in between the spacing, and you want to just get in there really good. The end is near. It is now time for painting. We just took some angled brushes and handheld little pots for paint from the Dollar Tree. And the very first thing we wanted to start doing was painting in between each of the slats. We have the background cover that was laid down. That was step one, so that definitely helped. But as you can tell, the side of each planks were kind of sticking out and popping from that wall. So we wanted to make sure that everything was completely painted black and there were no white spots to be found. So we did have to go over the wall quite a few times. We did the first coat of getting in between, and then the second coat on the front end. And I think by the end of it, we did about 2.5 coats of paint to get the color consistent throughout, but we loved the way that it came out. Here is the final reveal. Admittingly, I've never done something like this. It was an absolutely ambitious project to take on. Nikita and Ja'markkus, thank you so much for trusting us with this living room wall in your first home. I'm so happy that it came out well, and I'm so happy that you guys love it too. I cannot wait to see the room come to life with all of the furniture and decor that we're gonna be working on. All in all, I hope all of you watching found this video extremely helpful. Let us know in the comment section below. How do you think we did? If there's any questions that you guys are having in terms of process, in case you want to recreate something like this in your own home. As always, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one.